Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Sushanvai asked me to talk on one famous statement from the Upanishads. It says, Atmanas kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. The story I told, in fact, in the class, I'll just repeat. It's a story of a dialogue between Sage Yajnavalkya and his wife Maitreyi. So one day Yajnavalkya calls Maitreyi and announces that now I am going to renounce, I am going to leave home, and I have left enough for you, for taking care of you. You don't have to worry about your maintenance. To this, Maitreyi asked a very unusual question. That not only the wealth that you are leaving for me now, but if I got the wealth of the whole earth, would that make me immortal? Immortal means, will it make me free from death? What it means is that basically we have three difficulties in our life, or three things that we generally do not like. You have natural dislike for three things. One is nobody loves death. It's natural. We have love for life. We want to live. Never, nobody wants death. Our attempt is constantly living free from death, as best as we know, by keeping our body as fit as we can and avoiding death as far as we can. So death is one thing that we want to avoid. And lots of our activities are for avoiding death or old age and disease, which are considered as the pilots for the death. So we want to avoid disease, old age, death. So you find that a lot of our activities, in fact, are devoted to this. And lots of people in the world make a lot of money. All pharmaceutical companies, all the whole healthcare industry survives on account of our keen desire to avoid death and disease. That's one. Second thing that we do not like, if you do not like foolishness or stupidity, I never want to be called stupid. I always want to be an intelligent person. I have a love for knowledge, not for stupidity, never for ignorance. We don't love ignorance. We love knowledge. We don't love death. We love freedom from death. We don't love ignorance. We love knowledge. So constant pursuit is for knowledge, one kind or the other. And so start from your cell phone right from the morning. What's new in the WhatsApp, what kind of things, or newspapers and TV and whatever. The whole industry is in fact surviving on account of our desire to know. And third thing that we do not like naturally is sorrow. To avoid sorrow, seeking happiness. So a dislike for sorrow, a dislike for ignorance a dislike for death is very natural for all living beings, for a human being in particular. And therefore we will find that all our activities can be classified into these three categories of pursuit of knowledge of one kind or other, pursuit of life, and pursuit of happiness, or avoiding sorrow, avoiding ignorance, avoiding death. This is what. That's all we do. There is no fourth thing in our life. Meaning what we want is happiness, what we want is knowledge, what we want is immortality. So when Maitreyi asked, will all the wealth on the earth make me immortal? She meant, will it make me free from death and free from sorrow and free from ignorance? Which means that Maitreyi had thought about our life. This is not an ordinary question. For somebody to ask that, will I become immortal by wealth? Meaning that she wants to become immortal. And the desire for immortality presupposes a lot of deliberation on her part. She must have really given a great deal of thought about her life and discovered that the desire behind all the desires is really for immortality, for happiness, for knowledge. And therefore when Sri Yajnavalkya offered him wealth, right away she said that, well, am I going to get immortality? Will I? So that means attaining happiness, knowledge and immortality is called moksha. Freedom. Freedom from death, freedom from ignorance, freedom from sorrow. So we are seeking freedom all the time. And freedom can be explained as freedom from death, freedom from ignorance, freedom from sorrow. Whole entertainment industry survives on our desire for freedom from sorrow. The whole publication industry survives on a desire for becoming free from ignorance, and whole healthcare industry sustains on account of a desire for becoming free from death. There is no fourth thing. So, to have this insight, most people live their life like everybody else. Gatanu gatiko loka, we simply follow what other people are doing. And we do what they do. Everybody is after wealth, money, so I am also after money. Everybody becomes doctor, I also become doctor. They want an engineer, I also become this. This is how we did anyway. There was no further thought. And thus, everybody does what everybody else does. You require some unconventional person who questions this. Is it the right way of living life? Of simply a routine life of following all these so-called standard pursuits. And we find that nobody seems to have really attained what they are seeking anyway. In spite of gaining any knowledge means information, that's what we are gathering. In spite of gaining any amount of information, my thirst for getting more information never gets satisfied. In spite of getting any amount of entertainment or pleasure, my thirst for pleasure never seems to get satisfied. So then, what is the reason? Our desires are genuine, but perhaps the way we are pursuing the fulfillment of those desires, maybe there is something not right there. That there is something basically wrong in what we are doing in our life requires a lot of understanding and insight in life. There is nothing wrong in what we are doing, understand. Something wrong in our perception. something wrong in our understanding of life. What we desire is genuine, what we are doing is okay, but then the purpose with which we do seems to be wrong. And therefore, nobody ever gets the satisfaction of having lived a successful life. So Maitreyi's question, will I get immortality by this wealth? Is a very profound question. That shows that she knows what she is asking. She has understood what she wants. And she has understood that wealth stands for all material achievements, by the way. That wealth or money stands for all worldly achievements of name, fame, power, recognition, everything. Will I get immortality by that? Sri Yajnavalkya says, no, my dear. With wealth you can live a comfortable life, but you can never get freedom, you can never get immortality. Then she says, what use do I have of this wealth? If it does not give me immortality, what do I have to do with it? And that is how she displayed a spirit of renunciation. So that's called vairagya, which arises from a mature understanding of what I want in life and therefore what I do not need. That what I want is immortality is very clear to her. And from the statement of Yajnavalkya it also became clear that wealth cannot bring immortality. So what use do I have the wealth? That is called vairagya. Whether you throw it, the idea is not that you discard it or do something like that. Idea is that you have now understanding the right place of the wealth. See, Vedanta is nothing against wealth and name and fame or anything. You should have the right place. All of them have a contribution in our life. All of them have a use in our life. We need them. Because we need comfort. We need to fulfill our responsibility. We need to send our children to school and all kinds of things we have. And so we need the material things. But that's all they can do. All these things cannot fulfill that basic desire. For that I must have something else. To think that these worldly achievements will give me the freedom that I am seeking, that shows a lack of understanding. With that wrong understanding, the whole world is living its life. Some rare person, kaschid dhiraha atmanam ekshat avrta chakshuhu amutattvam icchanna. Kathopanishad says, paranchikhani vyatruna swam. Bhagavan has done this. He has sent us with a blindfold. You know, man, in the school we used to have that game where they will blindfold your eyes. And they have suspended one pot somewhere there containing all goodies. They give a stick in your hand. With the blindfold, now you go and hit. Whoever hits gets all that khajana. બિચારાને એને જકડી રાખે ત્યારે શું કરે હોય બાબા એને શું કહે જો કેટલો દુઃખી થઈ ગયો એનો ચહેરો જોયો તમે look at his face. હા તું જા ભાઈ ઉપર જા આવું રડમસ બેસવું એના કે તો ઉપર જતો ને થોડો બીજો ઉઠ્યો બંને જવા દે ચાલો ઓકે sorry about that. આટલું નાનું છોકરું અત્યારથી આવું બધું છે અમને કે સમજ નહોતી પડતી આ તો તે So this shows a very profound insight on the part of Maitreyi, Kaschid Dhiraha. Because Bhagavan has sent us with blindfold. So not only they blindfolded your eyes, but they turn you around, in circles, so that you lose the sense of direction. And then you are supposed to go and hit that pot, jackpot. People go in all different directions, thinking that, so you lose its sense of direction. That is how God has sent us here. With blindfold, with no sense of direction. Then asked us. Now there's a challenge given to us. Now you find out where that pot is and how to get it. Paranchikhani vyatras swayambhuhu tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman, says Kathopanishad. The Swayambhuhu, meaning self-created God, He has made our mind and sense organs external, with the conclusion that what we want is out there. Tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman, therefore. For searching for the goal of life, everybody looks out there into the worldly achievements. Nobody ever looks at himself. This is how we are born with this wrong programming. That's not it. This is what God has done to us. Vyatrunat. As though Bhagavan has killed us by making our mind extrovert, meaning that by giving these all wrong notions in our life. That what I want is out there. Therefore I am always chasing something. As the 10th man searching for the 10th man. In Gujarati ke ravade chadho. That means taking for a ride. You can never taking for a ride. I don't know an exact English equivalent of that. This is a very effective expression. Meaning when you are searching for where you want to go, somebody says go this way. Once and for all you are lost, you will never find. That's what God has done to us. Kaschid dhira. It requires some जे करवे करवा दे, चिंता करें नहीं, बोलो तो बोलवा दे, जे करे, I am not disturbed, okay? Don't worry. Because she wants attention. And if you don't give attention, she'll draw it anyway. So Kaschid dhira, it requires some really wise thinking person to recognize that there is something wrong programming here. Something wrong is going on here. Something is not right. Pratyagatmanam amrutattvam icchanna. He recognizes that what I am seeking in life is amrutattvam, immortality. Same word that Maitreya used. That's what I want. And it's not out there. Avrta chakshuhu, he turns inwards. No, Bhagavan has made our mind extrovert. So he has given us a homework or assignment. Make your mind introvert. Inward looking, introvert means inward looking. By naturally chasing things out there, it is now our task to make the mind inward looking. Open it, avrutta chakshuhu means turn the eyes inward, means turn the mind inward. Now this is a big purushartha. To turn the mind inward is one of the most difficult tasks. That is the task really, other things are easy. Then knowledge is not difficult. Shankaracharya says that turning the mind inward is comparable to turning the course of river and bring it back to its source. Imagine, the river is flowing down, to turn the river back to its source, how difficult, almost impossible task. So the mind is like a river, always flowing out It originates from our heart, that is where the seat of the mind is. And we have 5 organs of perception, like the 5 openings where the mind runs out to the objects of pleasure. So that's a natural flow of the mind. To turn it around and then to turn it inwards is a great task. This is what this person did. That's where karma yoga, all of these things come that we're talking about in the evening. Pratyega Atmanam Aikshat. As a result of that, Aikshat, he saw, realized Pratyega Atmanam, his own self. He was desiring immortality. He saw himself and discovered immortality in his own self, as his own self. So Maitreyi asked this. Can I get immortality by the wealth? Yajnavalkya said, no, my dear, that you cannot. Wealth can give you comfort, certainly not immortality or happiness. I have no need for this. You give me that, but I can see that you have it. Maitreyi says, I can see that you have it. The fact that you are living this thing, if wealth was valuable, why should you live? You are going away, leaving it here. That means that, you discover, So you give me what you have. So that's how Sage Ajna says, Maitreyi, come and sit here and listen to what I have to say. Now, how to turn the mind inwards, So first task is to turn the mind inwards. Then only the teaching will work. As long as mind is outward means, so external means what? Always thinking of the worldly thing, then this teaching does not sink in. Only way because it's a teaching about the self. The mind is all the time wandering in non-self, which doesn't sink in. So first thing is to make mind inward looking. For that he gives this lesson. Navare patyuh kamaya patih priyo bhavati. Atmanas kamaya patih priyo bhavati. Hey Maitreyi, it is not for the sake of the husband that husband is dear. It is for the sake of the self that husband is dear. Navare jaya kamaya jaya priya bhavati. Atmanas kamaya jaya priya. Not for the sake of wife, that wife is dear. It is for the sake of self. There's a long list. Not for the sake of children, the children are dear. Not for the sake of the wealth, that wealth is dear. Not for the... He gives a long list of possible things that are usually dear to us. Understand that you love them not for their sake, you love them for your own sake, for the sake of the pleased self. What is seeking is pleased self. And whoever I love only because I see a potential of pleased self. Moment I conclude that you are no more the source of pleased self, I let you go. So, therefore, Yajnavalkya says, hey Maitreyi, you love your husband and children and wealth and servants and many other worldly things, including your furniture and your dog and cat and whatever else you love. Understand that love is not for their sake, it is love for the pleased self. So therefore, the reason why my mind runs out is because it looks upon those things as the source of happiness. My mind thinks that is where happiness is, that is where it is, that's where it is. Now that is understood that I don't love that for the sake of that, I love them for myself, meaning I am the source of happiness. So love and happiness go together. Yajnavalkya ji used the word kama for the sake of the self that you love. But who do we love? We love only one thing, that is happiness. And where the love is, there the happiness is. And there the happiness, Atma, the self, is the very source of happiness. So this is what So there, now wherever my mind goes, so how to turn the mind inward? The habitually mind goes to my child, to my bank account, to X, Y, Z, many things it will go to, because I look upon them either as a source of security or source of happiness. So then every time my mind goes there, I remind the mind, hey, why do you go there? Because you think happiness is that. Remember that, you love that, not for the sake of that, for the sake of the pleased self. Mind comes back. So this formula is given to Maitreyi. There's one formula. Atmanas kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. It is for the sake of the pleased self that anything is dear. And mind runs to that which is dear to it. But that dear is because I don't know what it is. I think that's where the happiness is. So I keep reminding the mind and bring it back. So this lesson was given to Maitreyi for turning the mind inwards. So this is called, this is how Vairagya comes. What is Raga? Raga means attachment. Why attachment? Because I look upon that as a source of happiness and security. That is why my mind wants it. Every time I make the mind see, that's not where the happiness is. Not just repeat that, make the mind see. Like yesterday we gave the example of serving happiness every day. You know? That ice cream. Huh? Otherwise, serving happiness every day. So we said if happiness is there, that's all we need then. Stock your house with all freezers and with all overwise ice creams, that's all. Different flavors. What you need is, take one ice cream cone. Not feeling good, ice cream cone. Feeling bored, ice cream cone. But then one ice cream cone makes you feel good. Second ice cream cone, less good, isn't it? Third ice cream cone, less effective. Fourth ice cream cone, he may eat 6 ice creams at the most. How many? He is not interested?
No, he says 3. Up to 3-4 law of diminishing
at the most, yeah.
For them maybe 13. Yeah.
If ice cream cone meant happiness, you see, if happiness was the property or attribute of ice cream cone, see what is called nature or property, you would say that sweetness is a property of honey. When do you say that? When at all times, at all places, and all conditions, to everybody, honey will taste sweet. Honey is sweet in the morning, afternoon, evening, today, tomorrow, any day. To me, to you, to anybody, honey, it is consistently sweet, regardless of time, place, or condition. Then we say it is a nature. Nature is always unconditional. Heat is called the nature of fire. Unconditionally hot. Wherever it is, in Russia also it is hot, and India also it is hot, and America also it is hot. Morning also hot, evening also hot. Winter also hot, summer also hot. Then heat is the nature of fire. Can we say then, Kavita, can we say that happiness is nature of ice cream cone? Yes, Swamiji, I eat ice cream cone, I enjoy it, I am happy. But then you know what it means? That in the morning, afternoon, evening, today, tomorrow, and as many times you eat ice cream cone, it should make you happy. But first ice cream cone makes me happy, second one makes me less happy, third one just less happy, fourth one I don't want to look at it, fifth one I throw up. That means that it is not ice cream cone that is giving me happiness. I don't want to say this to these children, I'm telling to these people. Although he is not going to take any lesson from this, I know. He will ask for what he wants.
Yeah.
And that goes with everything, whether it's music, movie, whatever it is. In 1983, television first came to India. 82 or 83, where Indira Gandhi allowed the import because of Asian Games. So people could watch TV, and that's how Asian Games could sell advertisements, and that's all money business. But then people discovered that you could watch movie with your, what do you call it, the VCR. Video recording. People are watching movies whole night. When it came, they would buy lots of videos of the movies. One movie over, second, third, fourth, they will watch. Now nobody looks at TV. There was a time that there was a craze like that. Soon they discovered, that it is okay. वो भी ठीक है. Then what next? Our mind asks this question, what next? Ice cream cone, mom, I had it, ice cream cone. Can I have a bhajia? Yeah, I need a change of taste, isn't it? Laddu you eat, then you need chutney also. Thus, there is nothing in the world that can consistently give me what we call sustained happiness. Nothing. Even the most desired sports car that an 18-year-old young man gets, even that also, excitement is for 3 months or 6 months. Then the excitement is gone. Then it becomes a routine. So what is excitement today is routine tomorrow. All of this we remind our mind. Make our mind see that look, what you're looking for is not there. Mind has to experience that. Lack of happiness has to be experienced by the mind. Then it will give up, otherwise it won't give up. Simply by reasoning it doesn't work. See, we have two faculties. One is the reasoning faculty, intelligence, other is experiencing faculty, the mind. So, intellect works on reasoning, but the mind works only on experience. It is the mind that carries out all our interaction, not intellect. We interact with the world with our mind, with emotional faculty. We receive all stimuli also at that level. So therefore, any amount of intellectual understanding may not serve me at all if the mind is not in tune with the intellect. So mind has to discover that there is no happiness. Mind thinks that it's there, that's why it runs there. You have to make the mind discover, not intellect only. Intellect by analysis understands, but mind has to be made to see that there is no happiness, make it experience that. So Vedanta says, Virajya Vishavrata dosha drishtya muhur muhuhu. How do you make the mind disenchant? It's called disillusionment or disenchantment. How to make mind disenchanted? By again and again making it see dosha drishtya, the dosha, all the limitations, shortcomings, blemishes involved. To remind the mind, look mind, no pleasure comes without a cost. No pleasure comes without a cost. Lord Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Ye samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo na evate. Here Arjuna, whatever pleasure you get from the objects of senses are nothing but the root of all pain. Pleasure I get from ice cream cone, from a movie, from any object of entertainment, ultimately becomes the cause of unhappiness. That very same thing. How? Because the object that I like becomes the cause of unhappiness if I don't get it. object that I dislike become unhappiness if I get it. And we don't realize how much price we pay for enjoying these pleasures. First of all, nothing comes free in this world. There is no such thing as free lunch, right? It always comes at a cost. To get a new car is not easy. You have to convince your father. And the father naturally has conditioned that you have to score like this, that, he has to work hard to qualify for getting that. Wow. That's a cell phone, that's all. Oh. That's a chair? It broke down? Okay. He just dozed off, that's all it is. So we do not really take into account the price that we have to pay for every experience of pleasure. That balance sheet we have to make, both the plus and the minus. For every experience of pleasure, what is the cost? What did it take to acquire that object? How much pleasure does it give you when it is there? When you separate from object of pleasure, how much unhappiness it gives you? It leaves you also in your mind the impressions of sense pleasure, so mind again wants that a similar thing. Again mind pressurizes me to acquire something else. Again I work hard. Again I get a glimpse of happiness. Again it goes away. Again there is separation. Again there is pain. Meaning the pain and exertion involved for every experience of sense pleasure is much more than what you get out of that. We have to take time and make the mind see this fact. Then only the mind will be disillusioned and not otherwise. Again it will forget. Like the child goes back again remind. Comes back. Goes again. This is called abhyasa. Again and again. Dosha dushtya muhur muhuhu. Murmu again and again, because mind is habituated. You know about habit of our children once in our cultural program in our Gurukulam ashram. At the end of a week-long camp, they have a cultural program at the end. So, in one of those programs, the children, 5 children stood on the stage, each displaying a letter. H, A, B, I, T. What is that? Habit. All right. So take away the H. What remains?
Habit.
No, H is removed. A bit. Not habit.
Chicago accent only.
No, but HABIT, H is removed. What remains? A bit. A bit.
A beat. You separate A and B. A beat.
क्या बात है? Then you remove, so HA, you remove H, then what remains?
A beat.
Bit. You remove B, then what remains? It always remains. Habit never goes. And therefore, to make the habit go requires a lot of effort. So mind as a habit. Indriyarthani charatan jvannanonu vidhiyate tadasya harti prajnam vayurnavimhamasi. That the sense organs always go after the sense objects, and mind also follows that and takes all your wisdom along with it. So this formula is to apply. That's I love something not for itself, it is for the sake of pleased self, and make the mind see. Make the mind see the cost involved in those pleasures. And that's how in course of time mind gets disillusioned. Habit changes, becomes inward looking. So this is the formula. Also shows how Atma is of nature of Ananda. Atmanas kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. What is dear to me is dear because of the self. Meaning the self is dear to me, and only that is dear to me which gives me happiness. That shows self is of the nature of happiness. So, Satchidananda, that's what the Atma is. And that is the most valuable thing. That's what I am seeking. Why is Atma called Satchidananda, It is not that it has got three attributes or three Visheshanas. Each one of them means the same thing, but still we use three words. Because we just said that we want three things in our life. One is we want immortality, we want to exist forever, No death means existing forever. That's called existence, that's called Sat. Second thing we want is knowledge, intelligence, that's called Chit. Third thing we want is happiness, no sorrow, it's called Ananda. So what we are seeking is Satchidananda, and that's what Atma is, that's what the self is. And therefore, it is to help our mind becoming free from this enchantment that it has, which is without any thinking, only from past habit. Lord Krishna says, Indriyasya Indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavasthito. That every sense organ has a natural attachment for corresponding sense objects. So eyes always want to see beautiful things, ears want to hear very pleasant sounds, the parrot wants to experience the pleasant taste and so forth. So this is natural. From there we have to disengage or turn the mind, the sense organs around. And thus from attachment and aversions. That's the first step, to make the mind inward. So vairagya. ठीक है? वाह भाई. Any questions? जो पेलो छोकरा लेन पेली जती रही. वही अच्छा.
Atmanas kamaya sarvam bhavati is clear, but swakarmana tam apyam.
What we talked now, questions based on what we talked.
Okay.
That would be nice, So we can get further clarification if you need.
I have a question. So, maybe related, but so, I was reading a book, Atmanas book. So, he says like, Atma, not body, mind, intellect, not Atma. But at the end, I also read a statement, like almost at the end of the book. At the end, everything is Atma. The body is even Atma.
Oh.
It can't be, it's one. How can it be? For our understanding, maybe we can try to, when we are trying to gain understanding of this thing, maybe we can say, okay, we are different from body, mind, intellect. But at the end of, very much, it has to be only one thing. Your body is even Atma.
Very good, yes.
Right,
so he is referring to Atma Shatkam. There is that where it says, I am not,
Yeah, Nirvana Shatkam, Atma Shatkam.
Nirvana, right. That I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am not the sense organs, I am not this, I am not that. Then who am I? I am Chidananda Rupa, I am Satchidananda, I am Shiva, I am the Self. So that statement seems to indicate that there are two entities, Anatma and Atma. When I declare that I am not the body, I am the Atma. The body is not Atma, it's called Anatma, non-self. That means that there seem to be two entities called self and non-self. But if non-self is different from self, then that's called duality. Vedanta teaches non-duality. So that means that the two cannot be separate. So both the statements have to be right. I'm not the body also must be right, and there's only Atma, that also must be right. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm not an Atma. At the same time, all there is Atma. How can both the statements be right? On one hand you say that I am not the body, means that body is not I. At the same time at the end you say that what is only I, only self, only Atma. How can both be right? Both be right in this manner. That our famous example of an actor playing the role of a beggar. Actor says, I am not the beggar. Right? He's not the beggar. But are there two entities or one entity? Because, you know how that happens? Because in Vedantic words we say, because in that the person or the beggar that we have on the stage, who is the real entity there? Actor is a real entity. Then who is the beggar? Beggar is what we call an imaginary or superimposed entity. Beggar is only in the costume, not in the person. So we say that the actor allows or he deliberately takes up that I am a beggar. Deliberately takes up the idea I am a beggar. Or he deliberately identifies with the beggar and says I am a beggar. But he's not really. So Vedanta will say that actor is real, beggar is unreal. Actor is satyam, beggar is mithya. Beggar is a superimposition upon the actor. So actor is separate from the beggar, but beggar is not separate from the actor. Why? Because take away the actor, there is no beggar. So beggar cannot exist without the actor. But actor very much exists whether beggar is there or not. So that which exists on its own is called satyam. And that which exists because of something else is called mithya. So beggar exists because actor is. Actor is not because beggar is. Actor is because actor is. Beggar is because actor is. Actor is independent, beggar is dependent. Independent reality is called truth or satyam. Dependent reality is called mithya or unreal. Therefore, the unreal does not pose a duality. Now, if you want to offer a cup of tea to this fellow, how many cups of tea will you require? One for the actor, other for the beggar? Huh? How many cups of tea do you require? Only one? Because beggar is only an appearance, not reality, isn't it? Beggar is an appearance, not a reality. Actor is a reality, beggar is the appearance, isn't it? That can be removed. Actor can remove the appearance of beggar. He cannot remove himself. What can be removed is only temporary, is only incidental. Is there now, not later? And therefore, it is unreal. What was before, what is now, what will be later is called unreal, that's actor. Even when beggar is, actor is. When beggar was not, actor was. When beggar will not be, actor will be. So actor is there all the time, independent, that's called real. Beggar is a dependent reality. It's called unreal. Real plus unreal is not two. Real plus unreal is, another example is, suppose in this hall you fix a number of mirrors. Let's say there is nobody else in the hall and I enter this hall. All of a sudden, suppose you just fix 100 mirrors. When I enter the hall and stand in between, you know how many Swamis are there? 100 more. Yeah, isn't it? 101. So now if you need to give tea to Swami, you will need 101 cups of tea, is it not? Huh? How many will you need? One? So then, how many?
Two cups if you want to drink two.
But first, if you want to give a cup of tea, I said, how many cups of tea will you require? But what about other 100 fellows? They are seen, are they not? Huh? They are dependent. Wow. Their appearance, is it not so? They appear to be there, but not really there, is it not? They are there as long as I am here. When I walk away, will they be there? Huh? When I walk away, those Swamis are waiting. Hey, when is this mind to come back now? No, when I walk away, all of them also walk away. Is it not so? So all these fellows, where did they come from? These 100 Swamis, where did they come from? Hi, wow, that's great. And then when I walk away, where do they go back? Yeah. So from me they all emerged, and to me they all merge back. And when I am there, they are also there in me. They are never separate from me. I am separate from them, they are not separate from me. Very important Vedantic equation. With actor and beggar, our Swami used to say, actor is A and beggar is B. So what's the equation? B is equal to A is not equal to B. B is equal to A is not equal to B. B cannot be without the A, but A is very much there without the B. These people, this is called non-duality. Non-duality is not absence of duality. Non-duality is in spite of duality, because duality is mithya. Therefore, actor plus beggar don't make two. One Swami plus 100 don't make 101. How then do they make? One. 1 plus 100 makes 1. That's the similar. 1 plus all this makes what? 1. Because anatma is mithya. Satyam plus mithya is equal to 1. Satyam. So first of all we realize that I am not the body. That we have to realize. Second is, body is not apart from me. That also we should realize. Body does not exist independent of me. There is nothing other than me. I am different from body, mind, etc. And there is nothing other than me. Then the knowledge is complete. That's what it teaches.
Swami, I have a question. You said we should look inward for happiness, right? In pursuit of happiness, we tend to look outward for money or this or that, whatever it is, food, education. So how to train the mind to look inward? Like how to have that discipline to look inward when we really need to do that?
So we have to understand the place and usefulness that everything has in our life. Meaning money, etc., we don't say that they are not needed or they are not useful. They have a certain place in the life, and that much place we should give them. Not more and not less. That they are source of comfort, but not source of happiness. We have to make our mind see that fact. Chair can give me comfort. It cannot give me happiness. Comfort is one thing, happiness is another. We have to understand the difference between the two. That I can be sitting in a comfortable chair and can be miserable in my mind. Possible. Just came back from work, my boss has insulted me in presence of everybody else. I am just, a lot of resentment and anger. I am sitting in my favorite chair, which I bought specially for myself. It's a rocking chair and everything, but a miserable person. If chair could make me happy, it would remove my misery. Is it not so? It cannot. Not meant. Comfort is the level of the body, etc. Happiness is the level of mind. Meaning that all material things, body is material, so all material things can only work up to the level of the body. So thus we have to see this fact again and again. Because the reason why mind goes out again and because mind has concluded that happiness is there. So every time mind asks for happiness from there, we have to make the mind see that, look, where is it? Is it happiness? Is happiness there? In $1 million, does it assure you happiness? Give you comfort, give you status, etc., which you may like. That's okay. $1 million are fine to have. In themselves, they cannot be my objective because after $1 million, the excitement will remain. I become million. In those days, in around 2000, 1999, you would have become a millionaire overnight. All the .com business, the people had some kind of stock options, this, that, and the companies were flying up. I became a millionaire. Next day, bust came, and then overnight they were all, beggars, whatever. Whatever it is. What I'm saying is that it's nice to have $1 million, nothing wrong in it, but we have to know what things can give me. We have to be clear about it. Mind thinks that $1 million gives me happiness. You have to make the mind see that it can give me comfort. Because $1 million gives me happiness, then I need not do anything. Just have $1 million in my account, I'll be happy. No. Even if I have cash $1 million in home, then also I can be unhappy. Then if they can give me happiness and security, in fact they can make more insecure. How to save, protect them now? And so what security? Who gives me security? People build house for security, isn't it? In 2001, that huge earthquake came in Gujarat, and houses were falling like pack of cards. People all left their houses. They were in the grounds with tents. And there are aftershocks. Worst are aftershocks. For 1 month, the aftershocks, and a shock comes when you get scared. So they will live in the ground. The house is here. He will go for making tea and immediately run out as soon as tea is done. That house, which was a source of security, made them most insecure.
In the night, people used to stay outside.
Not night.
Yeah.
No sooner tea is done, he's out.
Right.
They wanted 6th, 7th, 8th story because, nobody wants to go there now because, that swings. People are so scared. So just a couple of years ago, these were selling at such high prices. All of a sudden now, the ground floor things got more price. That's how. So, what I'm saying is that there are enough lessons in our life. If the mind wants to learn lesson and wants to get the understanding, happiness is not out there. I love those things not for themselves but for the pleased self. More the mind sees that fact, more it will be able to get disillusioned. Habitually it is thought, so we will do it again, make the mind see. Then only it will stop running out.
Swamiji, why is this so complex? Sometimes I think it seems like we're running behind things which we should not be running behind. And really, why God created such a complex system? What's happening? Where are we? What are we doing?
That's why I told you we are programmed wrongly.
Why?
That's what he has done. Ishvara created us with a wrong program. Why? I don't know. It's called ignorance. Vedanta says that we are born with ignorance. Ignorance creates wrong perception about ourselves. Like the 10th man. He thinks he is not 10th man and 10th man is out there. So we have concluded that I am not happy and happiness is out there. These two wrong conclusions make us do what we do.
He may not know 10th man. He may not know what is a 10th.
He may not know 10th man story. Yeah.
Snake example.
But what I am saying is that we somehow believe that as we are not happy. As I am, if I become a multi-millionaire, I will be happy. If I become a political leader, I will be happy. Something else. As I am not happy. I am not satisfied with myself. If I get this, I get that. If I become this, I will be. So basic conclusion is that as I am not happy. I should become something else. I should achieve something else to become happy. With this program we have come. That's called ignorance. Why ignorance? No answer. How come I don't know Chinese language? That's called ignorance. We are born ignorant. When we are born, we knew nothing. So two kinds of ignorance is there. One is worldly ignorance, other is spiritual ignorance, so ignorance of the self. Worldly ignorance goes by the worldly knowledge. Self-ignorance will go by self-knowledge. To answer your question why, there is no answer. That's what it is.
Swamiji, when you objectify the mind, now can you equate it to it being anatma? What is the connection between atma and the mind?
So when we objectify the mind, that is when we become focused, then we can see that I am aware of the thoughts of my mind. I am aware of the emotions of my mind. Am I not? Anger has arisen, happiness has arisen, this has arisen. I am aware of that. So if we can create a distance with the mind, then we can see that I am the witness of the mind and mind is witness. Usually we don't create the distance. We become one with the mind. Like watching movie. Sometimes the movie we get so absorbed, we become one with the movie and forget that I am a spectator. I become that, I become an actor. So when that fellow is crying, I start crying. It's not unusual. There was a movie called Love Story many years ago. And everybody leaving the theater was all crying. When you start living that thing, you become one with that. That's called identification. You have the experience of while watching movie, forget ourselves, we become that, Our favorite actor, watching movie, become one with him. He's crying, so I'm also crying. He wins lottery, jumps in joy, I also jump in joy. I don't have a penny in my pocket, but I got. That's called identification. So usually we identify with the mind. If mind is happy, I declare I am happy. Mind unhappy, I declare I am unhappy. So we need to become spectator. Our status is one of spectator. Just as for movie, my real status is that of a spectator. Habitually I become one. Similarly with mind also, my real status is that of a spectator. But habitually we become identified with the mind. Therefore we have to own up our status of a spectator. That I am aware of the thoughts of the mind. I am aware of the emotions. Awarer is always different from what is aware of. Ghatadrashta, ghatad bhinna. They say that the seer of a pot is different from a pot. Seer of the table, different from the table. I am aware of the flower, the awarer I is different from the flower, object of awareness. So mind also is object of awareness. I am aware, I am separate from that. So we have to create that distance. Okay? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.